Before Sauron, there was Morgoth, the original Dark Lord, a being of godlike power who didn't just command evil, he created it. From the depths of the world, Morgoth unleashed monsters so terrifying, so vast in their destruction, that even Sauron, his greatest servant, would one day fear their memory. Balrogs, dragons, werewolves, vampires, and other abominations that never had names. These were not just tools of war. They were nightmares woven into the fabric of the world. Some were lost to time, others still slumber, waiting. What exactly were these creatures? What power did Morgoth use to create them? And why, even in the height of his reign, did Sauron never dare to bring them back? Today we're venturing deep into the shadows of the First Age, the monsters Morgoth left behind, and even Sauron couldn't control. Welcome back to the channel. Let's get started. In the beginning, before Middle-earth even took shape, there was Melkor, the mightiest of the Ainur. He was not born evil, but his desire for power and dominion corrupted him. In his rebellion, he sought to reshape creation itself. Morgoth, as he would come to be known, didn't merely corrupt life, he twisted it, bending it into forms that defied the will of Eru Ilúvatar. Orcs, trolls, fell beasts, all were inventions, mockeries of the creator's design. But his darkest works were saved for his greatest war, the War of the Jewels in the First Age. It was then that Morgoth forged his most terrible creations. Some he bred in pits of fire, others he corrupted from ancient beings, and a few were drawn from primeval darkness itself, older than memory. What follows is not just a list of monsters, it's a roll call of horror, of beings that walked the earth when the world was still young, and may one day return. The first among Morgoth's lieutenants were the Balrogs, also known as the Valaraukar. These were no mere beasts, they were fallen Maya, angelic spirits who sided with Morgoth in the First War of the Ainur. Cloaked in fire and shadow, they wielded flame whips and terror alike. At the height of Morgoth's power, hundreds of Balrogs roamed his strongholds, burning, slaughtering, and destroying the lands of Beleriand. They led assaults on elven cities, broke through the mightiest defenses, and helped Morgoth corrupt entire regions into lifeless wastelands. The most infamous of them all? Gothmog, Lord of the Balrogs, a creature so powerful that he personally killed Feanor, and later, High King Fingon. After the War of Wrath and Morgoth's fall, most of the Balrogs were destroyed, but some fled, hiding deep in the world's bones, and one would re-emerge in Khazad-dûm. Even Sauron never tried to command that Balrog. He ruled nearby Mordor, but never dared enter Moria. If Balrogs were Morgoth's fury, then dragons were his apocalypse. The first of their kind was Glaurung, the father of dragons, a terrible wingless worm who sowed chaos during the First Age. But Morgoth's ultimate creation was something far worse: Ancalagon the Black. Bred in the final days of the First Age, Ancalagon was a winged dragon of such size and power that when he was slain, he crushed entire mountain ranges beneath his fall. He led the winged drakes in the final battle of the War of Wrath. And for a time, even the Valar trembled. His fire was hotter than any forge, his wings blotted out the stars, and his roar turned armies to dust. It took Arundel, the greatest mariner and warrior of all men and elves, flying in a ship lit by a Silmaril, to bring Ancalagon down. The power to create such a being was lost with Morgoth, and Sauron, for all his mastery, never dared attempt it again. Morgoth's corruption didn't stop at fire and scale. He created werewolves, dark spirits bound in wolf form. These weren't cursed men, as in modern folklore, but devouring demons who lived only to hunt and kill. The greatest of these was Draugluin, father of werewolves, who prowled the fortress of Tol Ingarhoth, the Isle of Werewolves. From Draugluin came a successor, Carcharoth, also known as the Red Maw, a werewolf so massive he bit off the hand of Beren, swallowing the Silmaril itself. Driven mad by its holy light, Carcharoth tore through Doriath in a frenzy of destruction. But Morgoth's horrors didn't end there. He also bred vampiric spirits like Thuring-Wethil, a shadow in the shape of a Batwoman who served Sauron when he ruled the Tower of Tol-Garhoth. These beings were intelligent, cruel, and capable of terrifying cunning. Sauron may have used them during his time as Morgoth's servant, but in the Second and Third Ages, they vanished. Whether destroyed, exiled, or simply hiding, they remain among the darkest echoes of Morgoth's legacy. And then, there are those monsters whose names we do not know. Gandalf once spoke of them in hushed tones after facing the Balrog in Moria. Far, far below the deepest delvings of the dwarves, the world is gnawed by nameless things. Even Sauron knows them not. They are older than he. What are they? Some believe they were spawned during the music of the Ainur, before time began. Others say they were Melkor's failed experiments, half born, half mad, and sealed away in the earth. Their hunger is eternal, their shape unknown. They live not in the shadows, but beneath them. And if even Gandalf feared them, we can assume that not even Sauron could command them. These are creatures outside the order of the world, entities perhaps not bound by time, form, or fate. And they may still dwell beneath the mountains, gnawing. There is one more creature, so dark, even Morgoth himself couldn't command her. And she wasn't even his creation. Her name was Ungoliant, and her origins are shrouded in shadow deeper than night. Some say she came from the void itself. Others believe she was a spirit gone mad with hunger. Whatever she was, Morgoth sought her out in his hour of need. Together, they destroyed the two trees of Valinor, extinguishing the light of the world's first age. Ungoliant drank their light and grew so massive, so terrible, that Morgoth himself became afraid. When he tried to deny her further sustenance, she turned on him. And for the only time in recorded history, Morgoth screamed for help. His Balrogs saved him, barely. But Ungoliant vanished, retreating into the south of the world. There, she spawned horrors, including Shelob, who would one day haunt Frodo's path to Mordor. But Ungoliant herself was never seen again. It's said she devoured herself in the end, a fitting fate for a hunger nothing in Arda could satisfy. When Morgoth was defeated and cast beyond the world, much of his power faded, but his monsters, they left scars. The Balrog of Moria, the haunted ruins of Angband, the memory of Ancalagon's fall, they remain as warnings. Sauron inherited his master's throne, but never his full power. He built armies, forged rings, and corrupted kings, but he never recreated Morgoth's monsters. Perhaps because he couldn't, or perhaps because he knew what they truly were. Not just weapons of war, but echoes of a darkness too wild to tame. If you enjoyed this journey into the darkest depths of Middle-earth, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from Tolkien's shadowed lore. What ancient terror should we uncover next? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you on the next one.